Hi, my name is KSovern. Thanks, Bruce, from one veteran to another. Thanks also for your nod to our service, your service. Thank you. Director Roberts, good to see you in our new capacities. Excellent that we'll get a chance to work together again. And I noticed several other folks in the audience that because of my circuitous professional career, I've passed crossroads with over the past. As I looked at my prepared notes, I realized that it's all been covered. And as we used to say in meetings sometimes, everything's been said, but I haven't said it. So I'm just going to try to be very brief here because I'm fairly new to AARP, but not necessarily new to the scope of what we're considering here. When I first came on board 7.5, 8 months ago, met with Anthony Carroll, our ASD for Advocacy, Anthony, who's working very closely with the task force on this group. And like my members, I've been a member of AARP 12 years, 13 years. I was as surprised as most of our AARP members are that there isn't a certification, there isn't a licensure, there isn't a training and education component already in place for direct care workers. I was surprised because I come from my first career after the military. I went to college. My first career was education. I'm a certified elementary school teacher. I'm a school administrator. And it was just part of my professional life was continuing education, recertification, training. And in most of my professional career, whether it's been in the legal field or in any number of arenas, a licensure is certification is taken for granted. When I have my lovely hair trimmed, certification. That was supposed to be funny. Come on, give it up. Give it a little love here. Anyway, your hair is trimmed. You go for a massage. You call a plumber, an electrician. All of the skilled trades. There's training, and there is certification, and there's licensure. And I understand that the public yin and yang here. We know that the temperament of the electorate is for smaller government. And yet, looking at the numbers from workforce development, looking at the numbers, the demographics, we know that Iowa is not prepared to care as it relates to direct care workers. Now, whether the number is 50,000 or 75,000 or something in between, we know the population's there. We know the demographics are there. In the last century, one of the many jobs I had was with a group called, or with a state agency called Job Service of Iowa. How many of you are old enough to remember Job Service? Well, Job Services, it was the predecessor to Workforce Development, Employment Services. And their job was to say, okay, where are the growth in occupations going to be? And back in 1985, 86, 87, when I was with them, guess what the largest growth occupations were going to be? IT, computer services. And so what did folks like Rob Denson, when he was up at Northeast Iowa Tech, now with DMAC, and the other community college structures do? They geared up and they helped train folks both at the what we used to call junior college when I was a kid, at the community college level, and at our four-year institutions. And we developed a workforce in Iowa that answered a need. It's time we do that again. We know the need. We know the demand is going to be there. We know that we have both the formal training through the community colleges and other network of trainers. We know that there will be private sector solutions. We know that the institutional care providers and the at-home care providers will provide professional training to their folks. So it is just time. The time is right. Today is the right time. This year is the right time to begin advancing the conversation, to begin advancing the legislation, and to find some progress so that we send that message, John, to the rest of the nation, that Iowa is prepared to care, because we will have the workforce in place as the population comes to them. Just a quick story. Back when I was in the lobby day in and day out, one of my best friends, now one of my best friends today, Gene Blanchard, former state legislator from Jefferson-Scranton area. Gene was head of state government committee over in the House. And we were dealing with some other legislation, but he and I were just chatting at one point, and he says, well, I've got this bill I really want to get through the funnel. And I said, what is it? He says, well, I want to set up a board for massage therapy. I said, well, come on, you know. He said, Kent, he got injured, and he went, and he said, you know, I found myself when I went to the massage therapist for no good reason looking over my shoulder. And I realized that this person who was providing hands-on care to me, providing a healing touch to me, should have the same respect, and honor that other professions have. And they did. They set up the Board of Massage Therapy, and it's all worked out pretty well. I know we have a steep path to climb, but we'll get there. And because it's the right thing to do, and because it's time for Iowa to care. I know I've gone on too far, but thank you very much.